Hi, we're continuing our series on what is church, and I'm standing in front of Miami Temple. This is not a church. This is a church building. And we're excited because the roof work is done and we're just waiting for the inspections to pass so that we can reopen the doors. But this is not a church. What? No, a church is a group of redeemed people who live and love in such a way that lives and communities are transformed. And so I want to share with you two things that happened to me this week to serve as a lesson for us. So I arrive home from work, and my neighbor's working on his car, right, in front of his garage. He stops me and he says, "Hey, neighbor." And by the way, my neighbors don't know that I'm a pastor. Just I want to preface this story with that. They don't know. I feel that the relationships will change if they discover that I'm a pastor. They know I'm a Christian, but not a pastor. So he says, "Neighbor, I was just talking to my wife about something that you did last year that has blessed me." And I had forgotten. I'm like, "What was that?" He goes, "Last year, during the COVID, I was assigned a COVID floor." And he's a hospital worker at Mercy Hospital. And that day, he was all geared up, and I can see that he was nervous. And he says, "You asked me if you could pray for me." And I said, "Sure, please. I need all the prayers I can get." And I prayed, and he said, "That was the most beautiful prayer I've ever heard. It gave me peace, and I thank God I was protected, my family was protected." And I was just mentioning that to my wife, that was such a beautiful thing that you did for me. And I was like, "Okay, you're welcome." I had forgotten that I did that. Second thing that happened this week, I went to breakfast with a member of our church who's a successful businessman, and he was describing, he uses what he calls the H strategy to market his business. He describes it as he goes into a business, he introduces himself and his services, and he leaves a business card. If they accept his services, great. If he doesn't, he leaves his card, but then he goes to the business to the right, business to the left, the two businesses that are in front of the business he just left, and he introduces himself and his services. He says, "That is the secret to my success." And I thought, wow, imagine if we as Jesus followers would follow that same strategy, that we go to the neighbors on the left and the right and the two in front, introducing ourselves and just praying with them and for them. You never know the impact that may have on their lives. Remember, this is not a church. This is a building. This is not saving anyone. God's strategy to reach the world is Jesus followers like us, that we would go and live and love in such a way that lives and communities are transformed. And that's my thought as I stand outside an empty church building parking lot. May God bless you. Have an awesome Sabbath and awesome weekend. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.